Hello, dear friends. This is the second part of the video response to Benny the Irish polyglot because I really like his technique, so I wanted to share some things. And all is about passion and time. That's real. And okay, I agree that grammar is a waste of time, even though I was doing this in my school. At school, I don't know. It was not useful. It was better watching some dramas or anything in English was better because I had more motivation and it's real English. It's not fake English because you are taught fake language at school. So what you want to do is to communicate with the people. No matter how many mistakes you make, you want to communicate because this is the ultimate goal. I don't understand people who say I studied the language but I don't speak it. Okay, um, maybe if you are a linguist, okay, you study aspects of the language, but my goal is very different. I want to be someone who can communicate in the language. I don't want to be someone who just say, "Oh, I learned this language for 3 years. I know the grammar, I know the vocabulary, but I cannot speak." I don't want to be someone like this. I want to be someone like I meet the native speaker and I speak right away in the language, no matter how many mistakes I will make, no matter no matter what happens, because you will see it's very cool once you get away from this academical aspect. You will see that your language learning will change your life because you will meet people that you would never meet otherwise. You know, it will be very 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 rewarding to change your learning style, because most of the people when they start to learn a language, they fail because they choose bad resources. Their resources are grammar books, obviously, and also books where you have tons and tons of vocabulary out of context, where you don't have a context, you just have a column with English and a column with the target language or something like this. This is not helpful. When I choose books, I always want in the books, I always want conversations and texts, interesting text about the country with a vocabulary list related to the text. This is what I'm looking for, and even better, if I have the audio tape, it's better for the accent. And also, mm, I learn a lot by listening. I know you learn a lot by speaking, but I learn a lot by listening, because listening is like I learn I learned my native language listening. I learned English listening. And this is why I can speak English. And if I go on the street here in Belgium and I ask to someone, a French native speaker, um, if I ask him to speak English for 10 minutes, he will not be able to do it because he focused on grammar at school. He never got some input, a real input. I mean, studying a language at the beginning, it's all about input, and when you have enough words, like the basic core, which is more or less 1,000 words, 1,500 words, more or less, you can get through in most of the situations, and then you will get better by having real materials. It means you can listen to podcasts on the countries. This is a very good thing. I was on the site Fluent in 3 months, and I was looking for an interesting article, and I found listen to any language, and then I found a very good tip. So if you want to learn, listen to Japanese, for example, real Japanese, you want some podcast, you download iTunes. You go to iTunes, to the very bottom, and you click on the flag of the country and you change it to, you select Japan, and you will see you'll have a lot of podcasts in real Japanese. So you listen to real Japanese, not Japanese simplified for foreigners. Of course, it's for an intermediate to advanced level, but if you already reach this level, you can do it. And also for Italian, for example, my uh, congiuntivo is not good. I don't know it, but I learning by listening to the native speaker when they say prima che io partissi, o mi fa piacere che tu abbia imparato l'italiano, and I know abbia, I notice it, and by noticing, I know that it's like an efficient way to learning, because I know if I open the grammar book, I will forget it. So if I learn it in context through podcast, reading blogs is also a very good thing, because they use words you will always use in daily life. So using blogs, like if you learn Japanese, for example, you write blog, you write イタリアで滞在しましたのブログ, for example, and you will find a blog written in Japanese about a subject, a topic you like, and so it's very good. And yeah, also try to immerse yourself, even if you're not in the country. I never went to an English speaking country to learn English. I never went to Italy, but I speak fluently Italian, not perfectly. This is not possible because I'm not native Italian speaker and I never went to Italy. So it's impossible to be perfect in a language, even my native language. And okay, how to immerse yourself? It's very easy. Put TV in the target language, put electronic devices in the target language, read in the target language, listen to podcasts in the target language, interact with people who learn the language, have a positive have a positive attitude, and always think, this is the most important, always think, I can speak the language, I can speak the language. Always think this. I have to think it. I think 1,000 times when I was learning Japanese, because it was a very, very challenging language. So I had to keep motivation, because there is a silent period in Japanese when you cannot express yourself. It's like, for me, it was like 3 plus 7 months. I could not speak naturally Japanese because I didn't have enough vocabulary and I didn't know how to construct sentences, because people will say, oh, but this is because you didn't learn the grammar, but it's not true. I learned the grammar through texts and through conversations, and finally, after, no, I don't know, 10 months or something like this, I began to speak with native speakers, and I began to get used to the patterns. Like I know that I have to put ga, the particle ga, eh, for example, 学校が好きです. But I cannot tell why I put ga. I don't know. I don't care about why I put ga, but I know I put ga because I read it somewhere. And this is the main thing. And also stay cool. And this is very important. Don't push yourself. Just try to learn it naturally. It's the best way to learn any language. I think there is no shortcuts. It's just changing method, and don't look at something very like a science. It's not a science. It's like real life. When you will discover how languages are in real life, you don't have some tests. In real life, you just try to communicate with people. No matter how many mistakes you make, you will eventually speak it better. Like my English, I never worry about my mistakes. I even ask people to correct my mistakes, because I think it's cool that something when someone is correcting you is making efforts to help you. So I like this. I like this. Some people don't, but I like this. It's not frustrating to correct someone or being corrected. It's not frustrating. Yeah, this was a short video response to Benny the Irish Polyglot, and I really like your system. Thanks for sharing, and I'll see you soon.